What's up guys, welcome back to Unlimited Reads. My name is Chris and today I'll be giving my spoiler-free review of Tom Clancy's Red Winter, written by Marc Cameron. This is the 34th book in the long-running Jack Ryan series, and I think with this one Marc Cameron has certainly outdone himself this time. Now it's a prequel novel, the likes of which we haven't seen since 2002's Red Rabbit. And with this book, Marc Cameron has delivered something really fresh. Not that the series for me has become stale, not by any means, but it's just nice to get a story featuring a very young 34-year-old Jack Ryan in action. It's set after The Hunt for Red October and 4 years after Patriot Games within the Ryanverse timeline, and I really enjoyed this one for several reasons which I'll go into shortly, but I always like to start with an overview of the plot. So firstly, in the Nevada desert, a top secret US military plane, the F-117A Stealth, has actually crashed and spread debris all over the place. Now in this area, it tends to be populated by UFO enthusiasts who are just waiting for a glimpse of some alien technology or an alien spaceship or what have you. Now amongst these enthusiasts is a Stasi agent who just happens to discover the wreckage and proceeds to steal a piece of the fuselage which has radar absorbing properties, and steals it and goes on the run. Meanwhile, in East Germany, a mysterious message is given to a foreign services officer from a mysterious figure offering to defect in return for giving up some valuable intel, and it's up to Jack Ryan to venture behind the Iron Curtain to investigate this potential defector, to vet them, to make sure that the intelligence on offer is going to be valuable to the US government or not. You can't just, the CIA just can't trust a walk-in on hearsay and take them at face value. More often than not, they need to be detained, debriefed for hours, even days, before being granted asylum, and it needs to be assessed whether the intel being offered is going to be of use to the government before they ship him over to the US. Now in the days of the Cold War, you just can't fly into East Germany and walk up to a potential defector and say, come on, let's go, let's jump on a plane and get out of here. I don't think the East German secret police would appreciate it because of the paranoia at the time, and you know, this was a time where every house was pretty much bugged, right? So let's talk about the characters. Now for a prequel novel, the gang's all here, and a lot of Tom Clancy fans will recognise these characters. Obviously, first of all, we have Jack Ryan, a very young 34-year-old, who of course goes on to become President of the United States. We have Mary Pat Foley, the super spy based in Moscow, who had undertaken a lot of clandestine operations and ran assets before ultimately becoming President Ryan's National Director of Intelligence. We have Dan Murray, the special FBI agent in this book, but he eventually becomes the Attorney General, handpicked by President Ryan himself. We have a brief appearance by Vice Admiral James Greer, who is pivotal in Jack's career, and sadly he dies from pancreatic cancer in clear and present danger. And we have John Clark, the ex-Navy SEAL, who plays a small part in this book with Ryan's mission, but he goes on to be the operations director for the campus in the later novels. Now there's several different subplots that I'll go through. The first one is the investigation of a missing fuselage. This is headed up by Dan Murray, and it was a good resolution towards the end. It was done well, but I think I would have liked to have seen an altercation between Dan Murray and the villain at the end. It was a fairly quick resolution. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more detail, so it's only a small gripe about the book, but I would have liked to have seen Dan tested a little bit and get into a big fight with the villain at the end. That would have been something to see, just to test him that bit more and up the stakes a little bit. The next subplot is of course Jack's investigation into this defector with the assistance of Mary Pat Foley and with John Clark working in the background. Now It was great to see Clark operating again as a younger man, because he doesn't do too much in the campus these days apart from being the director of operations. And I loved the character team up of Jack and Mary Pat. They hadn't worked together before. They had known of each other and had rubbed elbows inside Langley on the 7th floor from time to time, but this was the first time they actually teamed up to complete a mission together. And there are scenes here where Jack doesn't run from danger. He's renowned for running into danger. He's a righteous son of a bitch, and he stands up for what's right. And he's a very unassuming character. On the surface, people view him as a wetback, geeky analyst. But under the surface, if you come after his family, watch out. Or if he gets into a fight, he just goes for it. And I think he has a lot of people fooled. A lot of people underestimate him, particularly one unsavory character on the 7th floor in this novel who rubs Mary Pat up the wrong way as well. And he just doesn't realise who Jack Ryan is. And if they came to blows, I think there'd only be one winner there. But you just have to read Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger to see what Jack Ryan is made of. It's one of his best qualities and attributes that on the surface he's calm and mild-mannered. Get him riled up and you see a different side of him, and I think that's my favourite character trait of Jack's of all time. And the third subplot is where there's a mole in West Germany who throws a spanner in the works and just complicates things even more to constantly up the stake. Now, John Clark's role in the book is minor, but he steals every page he's on. I really enjoyed reading about him, and there are flashbacks to his origin novel, Without Remorse, which is a fantastic novel where you really get to know John Clark right from the beginning, and where he comes from and what he goes through is quite harrowing and tragic at times. But if you haven't read Without Remorse, it's a perfect starting point in the Ryanverse timeline. It's the first one I read and thoroughly enjoyed it, and would definitely recommend it. I think Mark did a superb job with this book. He captured the essence of Jack Ryan's early days very, very well. The whole family dynamic between himself and Kathy Ryan. It's reminiscent of Clancy's earlier work. There was plenty of tension. There were really good Cold War references, which transports you right back to 1985 into the thick of it. And it was a really great ride, and he has become one of my favourite Jack Ryan series contributors ever, and I can't wait to read more of his books at some stage. Now, that said, the next Jack Ryan Jr. book is due out sometime in 2023. It's called Flashpoint. I'm not sure what the plot involves at the moment, and there's no release date, but once that information comes to light, I'll be sharing that with you on the channel. But I would like to see more prequel books, particularly the fact that President Ryan has been in office for quite some time now. So just to space out the series a bit more, I'd like to see a couple more prequel books, because it's just a really good way for newcomers as well to start the series if they've always wanted to read it. It's just a perfect entry point. You can jump in, devour this book, and then I'd be surprised if it doesn't motivate you to go back and read through the backlist. And having read this one and having a taste of Jack Ryan as a younger man, it makes me want to go back and reread all the original books. And obviously that's not going to happen in 2023 if I want to do that. It's probably going to be a 2024 reading project, which is certainly on the cards, because I do know that people do like the Jack Ryan content on this channel. And I just hope, aside from Flashpoint, there should be another book coming out this year as well. I'm not quite sure yet, but normally, as a rule, there's normally 2 to 3 books that get released in the series each year. So that remains to be seen, but as soon as it comes up on my radar, I'll be sure to let everyone know. So if you haven't read the Tom Clancy books yet, as I said, Red Winter is a perfect starting point. It briefly refers to Patriot Games and Without Remorse, but yeah, you can comfortably start here without any dramas at all. So there you go, guys. That is it for my review. If you've read the book, let me know what you think in the comments below. Offer up any feedback, of course. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And coming up on the channel, I do need to do my December wrap up and book of the month. And for January, my reading plans are pretty simple. Most of the month is going to be taken up with reading The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. It's a real bucket list book, and I'm looking forward to reading that. So there you go, guys. Until next time, I'll see you later.